The Circle of Knowledge podcast is brought to you by Amplified Minds, helping entrepreneurs and professionals achieve their goals and aspirations by sharing a wealth of knowledge to you, our community of achievers. This podcast features best-selling industry resources, interviews, and the professional panel discussion by the core team at Amplified Minds. Now, here are their discussions. Hey, welcome back to the Circle of Knowledge podcast. This is your host, Jon Kovach Jr., hosted by Amplified Minds. Today, I'm with a good friend and someone who I really wanted to bring on the podcast and talk a lot about what they're doing in the world and what great things that they're providing to a lot of people, entrepreneurs, business owners, and just people who need the help in the marketing world. But I'm super excited to introduce my good friend, Dallin Cottle. Dallin, let's get started by just introducing yourself to the world. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and why you are who you are today.
Yeah, well,
big loaded question.
First, I just want to say thank you for having me because this is super awesome. I'm really excited to be on the podcast and to be able to share something of value to your listeners and be able to be there. So awesome, appreciate it.
And we're looking forward to it. We know that there's so much value behind it.
So a question was, what am I doing? A little background?
Yeah, give us some background.
Okay, cool.
Describe Dallin.
Yeah, so man, like it's been a journey the last few years. Quite honestly, like just a lot of just the typical entrepreneurial journey, right? And so I've tried so many different things. And it all started with a 9-to-5 job that I wasn't like super, like I loved it, but I knew that it was not going to take me further than where I was at. Like I kind of reached a cap, and I definitely saw that, and I was like, what do we do? And there's some moments, and then it just kind of like all solidified. We like closed on our condo, and then the very next day I went in and like gave them my notice and had no job lined up, had nothing, right? So it's basically the whole like burn the ships and just like go right in, right? And that's where I started just calling. Like, hey, do you need help with marketing? And I got on as a marketing manager at a protein supplement company, and then started picking up little clients here and there. And that's kind of how it all kind of like took off in my condo with my 2-year-old. Like I was like daddy daycare and like running a marketing company like inside this condo, and it was chaos. It was like muting my phone calls all the day long, like trying to be on the call while I'm taking care of a 2-year-old in one arm, like mute, like trying to have conversations. And like that was like the first year, just like total chaos. But now like we've been growing over the last few years, and we've gotten super hyper focused in our marketing company, Divulge Marketing, and we've really specialized in the coach, speaker, author space, online courses, influencer type brands, that type of thing. And the reason why, do you want to go into that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the reason why we niched into that category was, as I was starting my business, I had so many questions and I needed so much guidance. Like I didn't know how to I didn't even know what I need to set up like as a business, right? I didn't know like even how to find like a domain name. Like I was like total fresh. Like I had no clue. The only thing I knew was I knew Facebook's like ads platform, and I knew Google ads. And so I took that knowledge and talking to hundreds of business owners, and just started realizing that I needed a coach. And so I went on this journey to find a coach, and I found one, and it made such an impact for me that I took my whole agency and I just shifted. And from servicing, selling all sorts of stuff and running all sorts of ads and giveaways and Instagram boosting and all these weird different things in the marketing world, to just being like, we're going to help coaches. We're going to take their messages and we're going to get them to the masses. So that's been the evolution. So
do you believe that the evolution came from landing on a niche based on the research and based on the things that you discovered through your actual tactics, or do you feel like you were able to choose that based on the data provided?
For me, it's like an intuitive thing.
Okay.
Like it's just like a feeling that I had. And whenever I follow that, like I just kind of have like that entrepreneur like instinct, right? Where it's like, ooh, I think I need to go in this direction, right? And there's probably, if I think back, like, yeah, I could see that there was an excellent business opportunity and all these different things like in hindsight, but in the moment it was just like, I feel really good about this. And so that's what I'm going to do, right? Prayer and all those other things like kind of play a role in that, but I just had a feeling. And so we made that switch, and within 24 hours of deciding to go into the coaching niche, I made $13,000, which is like what I was making like a month, right, at that point. And it was like, whoa, like a total sign that like I'm headed in the right direction, because in 24 hours, I just made phone call after phone call to coach after coach. And I was just closing, like, because I was just so full of passion and like all this like desire going into it. And I had this purpose behind me that just fueled it.
So I love hearing the background, the story of the entrepreneurial journey, muting the calls when babies are crying in the background. I love hearing that, because there are listeners out there who are going through the same thing. They've got home offices, it's ideal for them, but then you've gotten to the point where you found your niche, you've got a team. Now, what was the transition between you as solopreneur to working with the right people? How did you find the right people to bring into the Divulge?
And I think that like that's still a journey that I'm on. Like we have a smaller team. We have contractors all around the United States, but we've just moved into an office and we're trying to like navigate that. But at the time, it was like, I think there's this really big leap that you take when you basically take the whole pot and you like start slicing it, and you have not been in business very long, right? And so there's like this like fear and anxiety that comes with that. And so you don't really know what things look like, right? And so there's this kind of fear of unknown, but like you really can't afford not to hire somebody, right? Mason is a great example, like on my team. He was the first person I hired. He's still here, and he is a freaking powerhouse. But it was a lot of work trying to find Mason. He's a unicorn. Like he can do anything, like it's just like absolutely incredible, like to watch him and like the way that he articulates things and the way that he thinks about marketing campaigns. Like we have this really good synergy, but it took lots of interviewing, lots of like conversations, like come over to my condo and let's have a an interview meeting, right? Oh, don't mind the 2-year-old, right? Like, and we're like taking like expo markers, and I was like writing up all over like the condo windows, like, because I didn't have a whiteboard or anything. It was just like totally just like, yeah, like bootstrapping, like startup, like trying to like crack it,
Yeah.
But that's really it. It's more about like, there's the skill sets and the things like that. But really what it comes down to is like, is somebody like super humble and hungry, and do they just want to like grow? And that's where I feel like that's where the biggest impact is, finding people like that.
And one of the reasons that we were so attracted to you guys was, and our listeners know this, but my background is that I got my start working for the marketing team over at Cotopaxi, which is an outdoor retail company here in Utah. Yeah. And I was on the original team that started the Questival, which happened down in Provo, and then we grew it to Salt Lake, and then we grew it to Seattle and took it to San Francisco. Anyways, all of that what we fell in love with is Dallin and his team have created an experiential opportunity in what they do at Divulge to help you understand, get through all of the same frustrations that he just went through, to get you down the path to know exactly what kind of customers you should be attracting, how to attract them, why you're attracting them, and so forth. And we did it through an experiential thing. And I want to get into kind of talking about the summit, the Funnel Launch Summit, and why you guys launched that. I want to kind of know the backstory and how that became part of the journey.
Yeah. Well, what we noticed is, so as like Facebook's algorithm has changed over the last year, like targeting has really, really changed. And so like our team's background is in paid advertising, right? But we started noticing with like the algorithm change and all this stuff, it was really, really shifting towards like an organic like strategy, okay? And so paid ad accounts that were once working, if people didn't have like good content, they didn't have a funnel in place, like they didn't have all this stuff, when they come to us, it was getting really hard to be able to serve them, and they'd hire us and then the campaigns sometimes wouldn't work out, right? because there just was missing elements and pieces, right?
Right.
And we do a really good job at like saying, hey, this is like, it's not always 100% success rate, right? But we got really good at identifying some key areas that people needed to have in place. And as we identified that, we're just like, well, how can we just like get those key areas to the masses, right? And so those key areas are really simple. You have to have a magnetic offer. You have to master your content, and you have to know how to generate leads and close deals before you ever spend any money in advertising. Like, that's what we've learned. And the clients who have that, we've made them millions of dollars. And the clients who haven't had some of those key components or haven't perfected them, we're just scratching the surface, break even, or even like losing money on campaigns, right? Just because of those core things. And so we were like, what if we created a 3-day experience where we help them understand all those foundational principles, help them build out an entire marketing funnel from start to finish, right? All the pages, the videos, I mean, it's intense for 3 days. Like, it's a total intense workshop experience, right? But at the end of that, they have a working marketing funnel. They have a clear magnetic offer. They know lots of tips of ways to master their content. And they've been practicing it throughout the summit, going out and doing lives, like go out, do it right now, right? And then learning lead generation tactics. And what's been, I think, the biggest impact of the summit was also that we just kept seeing all these online courses that were offering so much information. But at the end of the day, they weren't really helping people with the implementation. Like almost every single person who's come to any of our events has bought an online course, attended like hundreds of seminars, right? Like, they've gone to everything, and it's just more information. They get all pumped up and excited, and then they go home, and then what happens, everybody? Boom, right? Like, just right back to where they were, right? And they were on this high, and then they wonder, why is this off? So we're like, forget that. Like, I'm going to give you 20% information and then 80% implementation. And that's how the whole summit is structured, is that they are getting stuff done in their business. So it's not like, oh, I'm taking 3 days off of work. It's like, no, you're going to maximize your effort in your business right now for 3 days.
And I love that, because the experience and actual workshopping, or the ability to work on what you're learning, 80% built in. There is no other event like that. I fell in love within minutes, because I showed up expecting a regular conference where I'd be blasted full of information, get one of those emotional highs based on the influence and the environment and the people around us. But not only did you guys attract the right people in the room to contribute to the conversations, not only just to listen, but be participating, you also gave them the workshop experience that helped everyone walk away with their funnel built. Whether they had their vision and the specifics about their business fine-tuned, doesn't matter. It was built and ready for them and ready to go. And I'd never seen that before. And I thought, this is exactly the theory we created over at Codepacks.
Yeah.
And I fell in love, because no other conference, no other company, no other group is doing this, because they realize that if they can have them walking away with question, that they'll get them to work. But what you guys say is, look, we're going to give you everything you need, and we're going to show you how to do it. And we just know that you might need us on the long run. And I think it's just one of the coolest marketing tactics I've seen out there. And I think that's why our listeners should listen and really, really take note, because you guys have the integrity and the vision behind what they're doing. This isn't just some regular marketing. And the reason why is they have the ability to take what you're working towards and really fine tune it, and then take you in the direction, because they've done it. They've done it for their own business. They're doing it for other businesses, and they're seeing a lot of success. And they're the first group I have heard out of all the marketing groups I've interviewed, and believe me, we get pitched every week by marketing agencies, is they're the first group to say, well, we've kind of noticed the change in the Facebook algorithms that we're adjusting to. No one else is doing that. And so it is incredible.
Can I just say one more thing that you brought up? Like, as people come to the summit, what's funny is that, like, we were just like all about like this implementation thing, right? Like, it wasn't like we went into this like we're gonna help people with these like amazing breakthroughs, and we're gonna like, have this fancy music and like create this like crazy experience and this emotional high, right? Like, we didn't do that, like going into the event. What was crazy is as people implement and as they actually start thinking and they start working on their business in a setting like that, and they're getting all these like other people like masterminding, right? Like they're actually having conversations, they're having an opportunity to present, and then they're immediately taking action and they're going out and they're doing a Facebook Live and they're doing something that is like entirely just super uncomfortable for them, right? They're trying, even if they've done Facebook Lives, we're giving them the actual templates and like the delivery template of how to actually do it effectively. And so it's changing everything. So they're like coming back and they're like having these amazing breakthroughs. I'm like, I'm not a breakthrough coach. Like I just know marketing. And this is really cool, like byproduct of that. I think it's just a good lesson for all of us is that if we actually implement, like we can be forever learners. We always need to be learning. But if it's just learning for learning's sake, like analysis paralysis in your business, and you're just stuck because you just keep thinking, oh, what about this idea? And the shiny object over here, this and this and this. You never actually implement, you'll never go anywhere. You'll never actually learn. I feel like the breakthroughs happen when you are taking action, when you're actually implementing the learning that you're taking in.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I love that. I love that. And I love that you didn't even plan for that. That just happens. I think that when people take action and it's built into your workshops, they begin to have the breakthroughs. It's funny how that works. As an accountability coach, I've worked with hundreds of clients that have helped thousands of people achieve goals. All of that together, the second they have one win, all the failures and all the struggles, it's just like a breakthrough moment. And it's what you experience, and it's what you need when you're investing in your marketing tactics, when you're developing the strategies you're going to move forward and build your business. And it is one of the most important things. I mean, anyone who goes to business 101 or entrepreneurship class or marketing 101, there's the P's of business growth, and you can find all of that. I want to kind of dive into the knowledge that you would like to share with the world. Now we've got a lot of information and background on Divulge and yourself and whatnot, but is there one thing that you would like to share? And we call them golden tickets on the show. What golden ticket or what golden nugget of knowledge would you like to share with listeners to help them with where they're at now? And I gave you kind of an idea of who our listeners are. What's one thing that you would love to share with them?
Yeah. Well, I think that would you mind if it was like a marketing?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, I'll go back to these core pillars that we teach. Okay. And this even goes after the summit too. Like we teach these core principles in the summit, and then our mastermind that we have as well. Like, it's called the Funnel Launch Accelerator. So during the summit, they're getting an initial funnel done, but then to build it into like this automated sequence where it's like just pumping out leads on their calendars, right? That's kind of the goal. And so even in that setting where we have this group, we're teaching those, like we have 3 calls a week, and one is on magnetic offers, one's on content mastery, and then lead generation, right? And so for the listeners, this is what I would love to leave with you. Okay, so a magnetic offer is an absolute, think about in your business right now, what is it that people are attracted to, right? Or if you have a skill set or anything like that, the magnetic offer is something that it's a constant evolution, like you're constantly learning from. Just as we created the summit was out of this learning process, right? So a magnetic offer is tested in the marketplace. A lot of people will work on their business for years, or they'll scheme and they'll be talking about this thing for 3 years that they're putting together. They're building this online course. Then they go to the marketplace and they hire us, or they come to us and they're like, we want to advertise this. We're like, okay, it may not work, right? And if they didn't get any feedback from the marketplace, then it will not work, right?
Right.
And so what's great about this is that if they are, you create an offer, which is like whatever, if you're doing one-on-one coaching or if you're doing, some sort of product-based service, like it doesn't matter what it is. What you need to do is you need to create massive amounts of content talking about that product or that offer, which is the content mastery portion, right? And then you need to have these micro or these mini conversations with as many people as you can. So you're just reaching out to people on Facebook, you're trying to find the people that mostly align with this product or service that you're offering, right? And you're creating Facebook Lives, you're doing posts, like it's just massive amounts of content to get people on a phone call where you can ask some very specific questions about how you can serve them. And I always feel like in marketing, if you go into it with that mentality where, how can I serve the marketplace? Nothing else in return. The last summit, we were nervous. We didn't know if we were going to get anybody there, right? We had very few people who had signed up, like even a week before. Like it was like 3 people, and it was like a whole, like, we were totally stressed. And I was like, you know what? We're not going to stress it. We're still going to keep reaching out. We're still going to keep running the ads. People wait till the last minute, right? And so we just kept going at it, and the event filled, right? And it's just like, whoa, right? It happens, right? But it's all these like mini conversations, these micro moments where we're learning, and then we're reaching out and we're having a conversation. We're actually asking them what it is that we can help them with, right? What do they need at the summit, right? And then people just started coming in, right? And that's the biggest takeaway that I'd say. I just leave that knowledge piece with your audience, is that if you have a product or service, before you spend money on it, start testing it organically. If you can get 3 completely cold people to buy your product or service, or 5 or something, some number, depending on like what it's priced at, right? If you can get some sort of benchmark, those 5 people mean that you've maybe had 50 conversations. Right? And those 50 conversations have made your product better, have made you better at knowing how to sell it, have made your content get better in the process. And then you've probably changed your offer 100, like you've done a 180, you've changed it completely from what it was when you first started having conversation. And so that's what we see. It's this constant testing, this loop that you're just building into your process.
And I love that message, because I think a lot of our listeners need to know that it's not a one and done service. Nothing ever really is. Okay, there's some preparation, there's some testing that needs to go into it. And I love that, because a lot of them are probably struggling with their marketing, or they're fitting into that exact scenario you just described, which is they've been planning and creating and brainstorming and masterminding for 3 years, and then it's time to go. It's
time to just get that message out there. Like, what do you have to lose, right? If you're struggling to get your business off the ground and get clients, like, you have nothing to lose. Chances are, if you go live on Facebook, no one's going to see it anyways, right? Yep. And so like the whole goal is to just get massive amounts out there, so that maybe there's a few people. And as you're connecting with people on Facebook and creating friendships and networking and talking and joining groups and actually producing value in the marketplace, it just comes back full circle. The more you give, the more you're going to be able to receive and be able to provide value, and people will pay you for that, right?
Yep.
That's what we all are looking for, right? So,
and I think on the emotional end, I mean, we can relate that the entrepreneurial journey is that there's this idea, and the idea festers, and then it grows, and it turns into this application, and the application turns into the business, and the business turns into, I just bought a website, and it turns into, I've got this great product or service, and then it's, I don't know if it's ready, or if it's, there's so much emotional attachment to who they are and what they are. They're not ready to receive information that is going to say, hey, you should change your offer, you should change your message, or maybe that's not really what people want.
Yeah.
Because you got to realize that a product only sells if people want it, or if you can help them understand that why they want it. So I love that, because it ties into the emotional side. It also shows you that there is a method. Just jump in and get people following you, get at least 2 or 3 sales, have people get into your system, get into your, we'll call it a funnel for now.
It's exactly, it is a funnel. Yeah, it absolutely is a funnel.
It is, well, what we used to call it, the pipeline, right?
Yeah,
the pipeline. You put people in your pipeline, and then it all bottlenecks at the bottom.
Yeah. It's incredible. And then you learn from those people, and then you learn from that, and you change the messaging and the talking, and then you have different people coming down that pipeline now, right? A whole different audience, a whole different product or service that's coming through, that then your close rate goes up, and you start to see that momentum in the business grow, right? But yeah, I think that the biggest thing is that, my biggest piece of knowledge, like, we could go into algorithm right now, we could go into like analytics, and like that's where I get really, really excited. But if you're a business owner who's just trying to get into that paid advertising space and trying to automate it, this is the best piece of advice that I can give. If you're already there, then we could have a conversation or whatever. We could dive into the analytics and look at that. But That's really the biggest thing. I think it's just like making sure they have the foundational elements in place. You look at any business that's thriving, that's growing, they all have those key components that they make money and they close deals organically. There's no paid. The paid will just amplify all of that, right? $5 boosted post isn't going to get you anywhere, right? $150 isn't going to get you anywhere. Get on the phone calls with 10 people. That's going to get you so much further than anything else.
And I think that again, thank you for sharing that golden nugget, because a lot of our listeners are looking for automation. And I think a lot of us are used to being pitched on, hey, join this LinkedIn program so that you can be, you can have everything taken care of for you and leads will just pile up. But what you've just described to us is that no. The best way to close a sale is human connection.
And I've tested all of this stuff, right?
Right.
Like I mentioned in my condo, like I had an Instagram boosting, like we were doing that thing, like when it was like hot, like right at the beginning, right? Building up these followers and stuff. And then I did some LinkedIn automation and different things like that. And what I learned is that your response rates are going to be so much higher when you customize a personalized message that any automation in the world isn't going to really serve you. Like last night, can I tell you about this contest we're having in our office? So we're having this contest in our office for the person who gets on the most discovery calls through direct outreach. So we live this, like we're a paid advertising company, but we do direct outreach every single day on our team, right? And so last night, we have this contest, right? Where if the person who gets the most discovery calls from the direct outreach will win an iPad, right? And then at our next summit, the person who loses is going to get a pie in the face. And so there's a lot of pressure riding, right? So last night in 15 minutes, like I could have automation running, and I've done the numbers. It's hundreds of messages go out, maybe a few responses. Last night, I joined 3 Facebook groups. I friended 28 people in one of the groups that was approved, like almost immediately got approved. I friended 28 people, and then 4 people immediately accepted my friend request. So I sent 4 messages to them, right? Hey, like looks like we're in the same group. This is so awesome. I just looked at your last post. I love what you had to say about X, Y, and Z, right? Hope you're doing amazing. What's your 90-day goal? Type of thing, right? Started a conversation, sent out 4 messages. 1 person replied, and we have a call scheduled later today with that person, right? Took me 15 minutes, right? And people will spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to try to get a scheduled call that's automated. I just got one in 15 minutes, and I know exactly what my messaging now needs to look like in my ads because of the conversation. And so when we get on the phone, I'm going to get feedback from my team of what that conversation was like, and then we'll know if that was a good group to join, if it was the right type of person, all that kind of stuff, right? And that's the process that we all need to go through if we want to really dial in our marketing strategy and get more clients, make a bigger impact in the world, and make the money that we all deserve to make, and to grow and to be the best version of ourselves. So
it's an amazing and common theme that's erupting on our podcast. But if you're keeping score at home, and if you're listening to this, you'll notice that everyone we bring on our show has some sort of approach to success that has to do with human connection. And the grassroots is what it's about, because then you build value through human connection. Whether jumping on the phone, messaging them individually, sending them a voicemail or some sort of quick video, that usually ends up being one of the keys to helping you refine your message and find more people in that regard. I love that you guys are doing that. They're just an awesome example. I just reiterate it every now and then. And we talked about the summit for a minute, and I want to keep this content evergreen, but I do want you listeners to know that you can go find a summit near you. And when you find that, I want you to know that we sent 3 of our clients to their summit because we believed in what they were doing, and all 3 of them walked away just blown away. And most of them had never built a funnel. Most of them were starting from scratch, and it was extremely helpful and exciting for them, because then they came back to us and said, "Oh man, that was super, super valuable to us." Right? We love that and we appreciate that. But as far as the summit goes, you can find a summit. There's they're happening in Salt Lake City, and depending on when you listen to this podcast, they're in Las Vegas,
Los Angeles, San Diego, Phoenix.
Perfect.
Yep.
So just look it up. What would and before we get to contact information, based on the information and the information that we've shared with our listeners, what's a challenge that we can issue to them? What's one thing that they can do today differently?
Go live on Facebook and talk about your product or service, and invite them multiple times in that Facebook Live to get on a phone call with you, regardless of what it is. Even if you're selling, some sort of like actual physical product, right? It doesn't matter what it is. Get someone on the phone with you and have a conversation about that product or why that might be valuable to them. Just go through that process of asking them questions and how can I serve you, right? And so on that Facebook Live, just give them massive value. Give them the juiciest pieces. People are always like, oh, what should I give like people, right? Should I just like hold back a little bit and only give them a little, like, sure, like there's like a little bit of like that seduction game like you want to play in your marketing. You want to give them something, and there's obviously more, and so come have a conversation because it's going to be customized. There's going to be different ways to cater it. But at the end of the day, it's like, give as much massive value as you can. And if they're like, wow, this is like the free like stuff that they're giving out, I can't even imagine what it might be like to jump on a 30-minute call with them or to start working with them, right? If that's what I'm getting for free, it's gonna be an amazing experience, right? And that's what you want to create for people. So go live is the challenge. Produce massive value, get all the juiciest nuggets you've got to share with the world, and then invite them multiple times. At the beginning you can say, hey, before I forget, make sure that if you're interested in this, send me a message or a comment below, that type of thing. And throughout that content, just offer that invitation. Be like, man, if this resonates with you, if you like this, then come and send a message, and I'd love to jump on a call with you, that type of thing. So that's the challenge. Facebook Live, deliver the offer, give massive value to the world, and I promise you that you really will see results from it. Do that.
I love that. That's going to make a lot of our listeners uncomfortable, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Be uncomfortable.
You need to be uncomfortable to incite and influence change in your life. How can our listeners get a hold of you guys? I know that we'll have opportunities in our show notes for them to reach out and to connect with you guys. What's the fastest way to get a hold of you?
Okay, so for the summits, funnelLaunchSummit.com. Okay, and that has all the event dates and all that stuff, all the information for the actual summits. Again, it's a 3-day workshop. So funnelLaunchSummit.com, and then Divulge Marketing, so DIVULGE marketing.com, and you can reach out to our team there, schedule a strategy call or an audit with our team. And then you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, everything at just Dallin Cottle. So,
and we'll make sure we tag you in the show notes here, but that's awesome. This has been extremely valuable. And again, I said it before, I hope this is not the last time we have you on the show. We want to interview everyone on your team and talk to everybody as often as we can.
I'd love
find
that.
The value.
This has been great.
And we just scratched the surface of like you said, there's analytics we can talk about, and there's just some really cool, nerdy things that I'd love to geek out about too. Yeah. But for our listeners, we appreciate you being on the show. And one of the things that we've been doing this year is, and this is for our listeners to know because we've been reiterating this so that they know the value of being on our show and then also listening to those. We have what's called the Golden Nugget Wall of Fame. I almost said Wall of Flame because I burnt the first one, but we have this joke in our office. But the Wall of Fame is where we will take the knowledge that you shared, and we're going to stick your picture up on our wall so that we know and our listeners can know where they can go to find the knowledge that has been shared on the show. So we appreciate you for joining the Wall of Fame, the Golden Nugget Wall of Fame, and for being a part of our community.
Absolutely. No, I really appreciate having me on the show, and thanks for all the listeners who spent the time to go through here to the end. And it just means a lot that you took the time and you listened. So we hope to give you more value going forward too. So
awesome. Well, this has been another great episode of the Circle of Knowledge podcast. We thank you listeners for hanging out with us. Check out the show notes and we'll have some goodies there for you, as well as the information listed and shared within this episode. Hey, this is John with Amplified Minds. Thanks again for listening to the show. We really hope you enjoyed the Circle of Knowledge podcast. If you like the Circle of Knowledge podcast, go ahead, subscribe, rate us, and if you give us a 5-star review, we promise to give you a personal shout out here on the air. Just watch us. You can also engage with us a little bit more through social media. On any channel, you can just find us at Amplified Minds. To learn more about Amplified Minds, go to our website at amplifiedminds.com. That's AMPLIFIEDMINDS.com. Through our website, you can join any one of our mastermind groups from anywhere in the world. In the mastermind groups, you and other members of the community of achievers can mastermind and talk about all of your aspirations, your dreams, your goals, and even the challenges you face. Whether you're a business owner or an entrepreneur or anything else, you can achieve your goals through a mastermind group. You should also check out the Amplified Minds Accountability Program, where you can gain access to a one-on-one personal accountability coach, somebody who will contact you weekly and motivate you, hold you accountable, follow up, and give you the proper resources that will help you to go out and achieve all your goals. Hey, shout out to all you coaches, speakers, mentors, the superheroes of the world. We have the perfect program for you and your audiences. We have the capabilities of setting your audience and communities up in private mastermind groups and assign them a one-on-one personal accountability coach where they can help your people achieve the things that they're working towards, tailored to your programs. For more information about this, go ahead and send me an email at Jon, that's Jon, at amplifiedminds.com. I look forward to hearing from you.